Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. Before we begin this lesson, we want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, and taught us this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Today's lesson is going to be about how it's biblical prophecy, for these Edomites, these so-called white people, to be living in our land in these last days, and how it's not a great surprise that they're over there calling themselves the people. All right. So we're gonna start off with the book of Luke, chapter 21, and we're gonna go down to the 24th verse. And we'll start there.
Khan. Okay, we are the book of Luke, chapter 20, verse 24. And they shall fall, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
Right. So we're gonna fall by the edge of the sword. You had 70 AD, all right, when they sacked the temple, the Romans, okay, which are Edomites, okay, and we got led away captive into all nations.
Khan. We got, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the other Gentiles
Yep.
until the
So Jerusalem, right, our land is going to be trodden down of the Gentiles. You go into the word trodden, it means to trample, right, or to walk on. Okay, so you could imagine you got all these Gentiles over there, all right, mainly Edomites, all right, but even other nations who are living in our land now, right? That's why you got this Israeli versus Gaza and all these different people over there fighting in the Middle East. They're fighting over our land. You see, they're trampling the land, they're living there, all right? Because why? Because we're not there. Why? Because it just said we're scattered throughout the world in captivity. All right, here we are in America, also known in the scriptures as Babylon the Great.
until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Right, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled, which, every one of these Gentile rulerships has its time to rule. You could go into Daniel, the seventh chapter, and it talks about this statue with the golden head. Then you got the silver, the bronze, the iron, and then the iron it mixed with miry clay at the bottom. All right, that's all these different Gentile rulerships. All right, and we're gonna go to Second Ezra. Is gonna talk more about that. So I'm gonna go to Second Ezra, chapter 6, and
Verse 9.
verse 9.
All right. We have Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right. So Esau is the end of the world, showing you that's the final Gentile rulership, Esau, Edom. All right, which is that miry clay with the iron at the bottom, right? These divided kings. You can see that today in you got the EU, the European Union, and NATO. All right, and they're not really getting along with America, right? Which pursuing the prophecy, they're actually going to turn on America. All right, they're going to join these other nations, Russia and BRICS nations, and all that, and burn this whore with fire. All right. But yeah, like it says, Esau is the end of the world. So this is the last Gentile rulership. After this man goes down, all right, Yasharallah is going to come up. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to set up that kingdom of heaven here on earth. Okay. But it's not too hard to understand that, these Edomites are ruling the earth. Okay. That they going to have, our land. Okay. Just like now, you got the Edomites living here in America calling themselves American. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's American, America, right? They got all these little buzzwords because they love this place. All right. They think it's theirs, but who's the real Americans, man? The so-called Native Americans. All right. And where are they? They're in their own ghettos called reservations. You see? So this man has a habit of taking what's not his and rebranding it, okay? Or not even rebranding. They leave the same name and say it's theirs. All right, like rock and roll. You got Chuck Berry, who basically invented rock and roll, and he's a so-called black man. All right, but when people think of rock and roll today, they think it's a white people genre, but it's actually started with the Israelites. Like the scriptures say, we are the former of all things, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so yeah, these people are not original. All right, they take what doesn't belong to them. All right, that's how they are. All right, and our next point, we're gonna go to the book of Joel, chapter 3, and we'll start with verse 1.
Con. We have Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in these days, in those days, and in the time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Right, so these last days where the Lord is gonna turn around this captivity, all right, basically, we're at the bottom right now, and there's gonna be a transition period, all right, and the Lord is gonna basically put us back on top, all right, in the kingdom. All right, but again, the Lord is going to turn that captivity, right? Turn that situation upside down.
All right. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
All right, the valley of Jehoshaphat in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shaphat, okay, or the valley of decision. All right, this is where the Lord is going to gather all these nations, okay, during World War III, and it's going to tell you why.
And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
Right, so the Lord is going to plead, which means to judge these nations. Why? For what they did to the Lord's people and to his heritage, Israel. Okay, what did they do? They took our land from us. They scattered us in captivity. All these nations, not just Esau, Edom, all right, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon, Hamites, all these different nations had a hand in having us in captivity, to this day. And not only that, but then they conspired together with one consent, which you can read about in Psalms, the 83rd chapter. And what they did is they conspired to keep our identity a secret from the world and from us. Okay, so that we could stay in this stupid, dumbed down state, worshiping other gods, following the ways of the heathen. Right, because in the book of Jude it says, once we come back to our power and we're blameless before our power, ain't no nation can take us down, man. So they knew the only way they could take us down and keep us down is to keep us from knowing who we are and keep us from coming back to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which they're going to pay for that, man, because the Lord sees everything. All right. They have these little round table meetings all the time on how to keep us fucked up. The Lord is writing all that stuff down, man. All right, and they're gonna pay for it. And it tells you here they're gonna pay for it through slaughter, man. Right? That thing over there is a meat grinder. Okay, you got all these different nations killing each other, and these elites, which work on the left hand side of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, they're sending you everyday citizens over there just to die. All right, while they lining their pockets, which that's the judgment of the Lord, man.
All right. Whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land.
Right, they scattered us among the nations, again, that captivity, and they parted the land, right? They designated different parts of Israel, which Israel is more than just that little strip you see on the map. It's actually the whole Fertile Crescent is supposed to be ours, and there's all type of different heathens living there fighting over our land. You see? So yeah, like the scripture says, man, it's that's what's gonna happen, and it's biblical prophecy that people will be living in our land. It's biblical prophecy that these Gentiles will be ruling and parting our land and having us in captivity, spread out throughout the four corners of the world, man. All right, and then another final point, which is pretty clear. We're gonna go to Revelation chapter 3 and verse 9 to finish off.
All right. We have Revelations 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which they say, which say they are Jews, but are not, but do lie.
Yeah, so the Lord is gonna make them of the synagogue of Satan, which these so-called JEWs, or these, yeah, so-called JEWs, they are satanic, every one of them, man. Okay, the way they circumcise children over there, that's not how we did it, man. All right, they put their mouth on the child's, you know what, in order to circumcise them. All right, they sacrifice pork. All right, they're a bunch of moles. Okay, they don't even believe in the Lord. A lot of so-called JEWs are atheists. Actually, more than 50% are atheists. All right, and the scriptures say we'll be scattered. So they're definitely not the people because they're in the land. They're ruling everything. They rule the earth because America does what they say. Okay, that's the head tribe of Esau is Amalek, right? And you could look at all these news anchors and news outlets and see that the people controlling everything behind the scenes have so-called JEW ish heritage. Okay, all these CEOs of these major companies, uh, all of them claim to be JEWs. Man, Mark Zuckerberg, uh, uh, the owner of a big jump shot company, all right, and many more. They all claim to be that. All right, showing you that they're the synagogue of Satan, because if they're controlling all these things on a high level, and you see the world is all fucked up this way, you can blame it on them, right? As the people, so are the rulers. Roughly paraphrasing.
All right. Behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, but are not, but do lie.
Right? They say they
Behold,
JWs, but they're not. They lie. You see? So this ain't something hard to understand. That you
right.
got people that calling themselves that, but they not. So, Lucky, go ahead up.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
Right? They're gonna come and worship at our feet, and they're gonna know that Yahweh Bashem Shai loves us, man. Because right now they probably thinking, oh, they Lord don't give a fuck about them. We got them in captivity. We got them calling themselves black. We got them calling themselves Latinos. All right, that's not even a real term. They just made those up, and we over here calling ourselves that. And but eventually, like the scriptures say, it's going to turn around. All right, and then they're going to be in our captivities. All right, they're going to be on our plantations, shackled up, chained up, on their hands and knees. All right, and they're going to know that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has loved us, man. The Lord has chosen us, not Esau, not Ishmael, not Moab, not Ammon, not Ham, none of these other nations, man. All right, it's just their turn. All right, it's just their turn to rule. All right, but the time of the Gentiles is about to be fulfilled. Like Lamentation, the book of Lamentation tells us, all right, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. I will no more carry thee away into captivity. All right, so say circumspect, Yasharallah. We almost out this bitch. All right, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the kingdom is at hand. All right, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to come and rescue us from this cesspool. All right. So with that, we want to give our glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem,
Hashem, Yahushua,
Yahushai,
Hashem,
Bahashem,
Bahadash.
Bahadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. And shalom to the hopeful like shalom.
Shalom.